Alright, last one was a little awkward, I'd say. But that's okay. Yeah, so Human Domestication Guide, Wellness Check. The setting itself is supposed to be, for a lot of people, a comfort setting. And it's sort of like, there's this very troubled character who gets taken care of and works through their problems, and I don't know exactly what the plan is, or I don't know exactly what other stories are like. My mind, there's a lot of hypnosis, and a lot of, like, mental rewiring, a lot of, like, oh, I was a bad boy, and then, like, stuff happens, and then I have that same thought of, like, oh, I was a bad boy, except, you know, it's, oh, I'm a good boy. I was a good boy. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. I was a good boy. And, like, you know, like, I don't know, consent is always a thing that is interesting to consider. And wellness check, I think, like, to my understanding in the setting, like, the plant people, the Affini, are, like, they're not monsters. They actually, like, consent is a very important thing. They have these very advanced drugs, that they can get the truth out of you, and, that they can get the truth out of you, they can mentally control you, they can, like, well, my understanding is that they feed off of your emotions, but I guess specifically they feed off of your submissiveness. That's why they have so many pets, or why they, you know, like, domesticate people. Which, I mean, like, you know, frankly, like, it seems alright. And also, by the way, they do actually have, like, there are, like, independent, you know, people who, you know, are not owned by an Affini. That is, like, totally acceptable, but also, well, I don't want to say anything about wellness check. I don't want to spoil it, because I enjoyed it, even though, like, I'm like, I think there's kind of some issues in my mind with the consent that I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's kind of made out to be that, like, the Affini just know better, or have, like, a deeper understanding of the person and their mind, and have a better understanding of their mind than they do, which is, like, okay, like, they're a super advanced alien plant race that has, like, unbelievably amazing technology. Like, on one hand, okay, cool, fine, whatever. On the other, like, that, the way that it's presented, and not to bash the author, because I don't think it's necessarily too bad, but it just didn't strike a chord with me. Also really funny, because, like, I have read many a story, many a transformation theme story, where there's, like, dubious consent or no consent, and it's like, but I go into that. For one thing, it's much shorter. I don't get emotionally invested in the character, because, like, I know from the get-go that this character is here. This character is here to be transformed, to go through this thing, and frankly, it's probably not even going to be, like, canon to their story. It's more of just, you know, I guess just fluff, right? Which I certainly don't see a problem with. I mean, like, you know, if, obviously it might make somebody uncomfortable, and that's also okay. content. Some content is... Not all content is for everybody, and it's okay. As long as, the content is not, like... super harmful. And is, like... Yeah. It's kind of a... I don't know. It's also a hard thing for me personally, because, like... Well, I don't know. If I was going to... My friend was like, yeah, I'm gonna write a story because I just really love the setting so much. I'm like, you know what? Like, it'd be interesting. It would be interesting. I like to have a self-insert thing. But... it's just like, I don't know. And it doesn't need to be a self-insert, let's be real. But the way that... But I would want to do a self-insert. And for one thing, I don't know enough about the setting to know, because I've made some assumptions about, like, the Affinity that I don't think are correct, or in keeping with, what they're actually like. Which, also, of course, if you're reading this and you have some different opinions from somebody about, read the same chapter, but you got two different stories from it, right? And there's some value in that. I think I guess my takeaway is that the Affinity are less benevolent than I think the authors and the setting makes them out to be. But I don't know. Not to say that they're, like, explicitly malevolent, although I'm sure, they are individuals. There would be, ones that are more or less benevolent or malevolent, but, yeah, obviously it would turn myself, I would get turned into my persona. And I'd probably want to be independent, but it would have to be something of, like, getting... I don't know, because I don't know, the whole pet thing I don't think I would want at all, even remotely. Like, I would, it would take some convincing to get to that point. But yeah, this is a weird couple episodes. I should also say that I think I mentioned sometime last session, but like my doctor, who I've only seen once because I just have not done like regular checkups at all. He was like, "Oh hey, what's your YouTube channel?" I'm like, I appreciate that very much, because frankly, a lot of the times when I'm like, oh, I do YouTube, nobody's ever like, oh, what's your channel? I'll go watch you. And like, I've met, like, I don't know. I met this, it's the first time I met this dude. And, it was like, oh yeah, no, let's see what it is. I'll go subscribe, and, it's like, that's pretty cool. Not even my own parents ask me what my YouTube channel is. Are there things that I now regret I said? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think there's anything too bad. Is he going to go through the entirety of 999 Weeks of Dokapon and Starfield Galactic Guide? Probably not. So, but anyways, until next time, have a good day, great day, even. Chowskis.